98.9 FM. So Wabuno is here. Say Techimana, say Nkransa, say Kentampo, Sompa 90.7 FM. Ekute Muna Santa Bantam and Potamo, Sompa 93.1 FM. So Ekrayemum. And a paying some Suyane Dawson, not Naposo, any Abrantia Kujon Cancer Lawaya, Eja Kunyan Quensia. Na akoda ketwa efri mu asem no ekopia sokore mampo enra court no ma court no tena asem no wo mo atu ede akwakwose da foforo na fe ye de mo akoyera ato force na asem a wo court sese ye te se enra court no tena asem no so no nipa bi no ekobo dompem wo court no mo koye ye kire se onabo ato force wo mo eko no mo akwakota na chi na no finance minister ebedware num kakra e de kire Ghana for and I'm so NDC Mraswe Geni or Mraswe Gefima this year, a Boga Central, Ababe Kasa, a day a fat and Jano home. I was for when you are for Pinois and Yaki Cassi and Yanni Secasia, baby, I will be on pay, yeba, not your day Ababe Sumo. Not young fast that. Emma OCP fertilizers woman and a airtie tie ama ye vima no pay maybe a wo bia no yetimi aba ne aba besumwo OCP fertilizer de ode pete won fudie ene onobae ne so a eso doso say ye bro say ya toso de onya OCP eye NPK 1515 no a na ode pete so a ebe so doso kama pa and OCP NPK 2010 no and so eboa pa iso no sha se etigu se ya ne na no akuafo ne gya wo ma dwendwene ne nyina ye na no bi fertilizer bi okoto ye e de kopete ne mfudie eso a amwa ne ntino na egya wo mo adwendwene se ya OCP fertilizer ba ye no sa adwendwene nyina akọ if so mu use OCP fertilizers e de peti o mfudie ne so no ahyase na esodo so nyini kama ye do ni ye pam ni ye bunua na ye hia ye ba be hyase adua no ba ye no eye OCP a na chese enanum akuafo nyina e de adua no ba ye no abusiafo so wo pe bi ato a anasa wo pe ho nkyeremu a no afre 0555909437 0555909437 and 0555909433 0555909433 OCP fertilizer papa ye ne en no kwafo wo mo yusu enono abusafo kase no afa yenkom na ensam ne boboso emfa emmamo enje bia ena abrantie kojon cancer lewing abusia okonya nkwanhia ewo kumase abonten so wiase na akwada keto anu oteka ne mu no akwakofrim ene emu nsam de bebrebe na enra na court sa akokotena na asem no so ewo asokore mampon district court wa court na asem no so no omo ayene se omo ebo asem no chi no de akwakoso odom for ya dom a July bosom na ye kwakorem ne de toso aduno enkrom 29 July na omo asaso aba betena asem no so bio ne nyina eye emperifo tebri asem no de akwakoma atene general emperifo se omuntu omofo no omo enkyere omo anamo a also mutuo no asemi ho eno ena amana akwakoba se wo se court no etu asem no kokoshe da foforo na ne enu honom na atene general emperifo futu aba omo atoa so edi asem no na emra court no etu asem no kokoshe da foforo no mranimfo okoginam edema kojon cancer elewin lawyer Nana Bonsu na ocheche nsemu sei election centrefo.
He said they are still waiting for an advice from the Attorney General. You have been speaking to your client. What are you gathering as part of your investigation?
What we are gathering is a criminal matter. If you have anything that we are supposed to gather, it is peculiar to us. We have to keep it tentative. It's up to us, right? And also, they have to, the police or the prosecution must prove their case for us to have a case to answer before we will be able to put us now before the court to know whether we will be able to rebut any doubt that the police has created in this matter or the prosecution has created in this matter. So for now, we cannot speak to anything with regards to how we are preparing towards the matter. We are only waiting for the Attorney General to give the specific advice in accordance with its mandates in the Constitution as well as the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act.
Observe to way a lawyer and a bonsu near 10 and K 1 a.m. running for a walk on a day. Amayenu Kujun cancel win a war as semi who yes some bob sasemi and idiot befra to biano yemfa and kamemafe yemfamo and kusika semum about told you say or may a free 2023 e banwa as a nipa or more edisike fra bruchebe ro mayimuno eswate na enam soma some performance some for ne yera prince obriye boa wabene wusikasa no ntutu enwo kodi nkomo ekobusa se ede ade na asie ede na akwate bayire bia homamu a enam so masade we na ne yehunhun na o kire se so we sika e free eye ebe mreka kranie yenuanu momoti abruchi o mo sempo na o mo nkapre na o mo de abusua ma o mo de eye ye chop money num edidi dwuma wo mai mo kwa akofom no a kese ne ma pinu a na obetimi ede ahye obobo so sei kakra de kire yen
Mpempi no ya umutai survey no e de fa timamufo like Ghana for umafi omanum akodina amanone hawa umo send sika eba umachi e de den e de behwefie we na umo chese afia etwamu ye 2023 no omai Ghana wo hwe the sub-Saharan Africa ye na ye toso mienu with the total inflow of can I say 4.5 or 4.6 billion US dollars na omai odi kan alatamaya umuna ewiase no anase bibimom ha no umudi kaya umudi ni over 19 billion when nyina kire se wo hwe Ghana enka ya ade a ye boye ho ban ewo ye boye ho moden ewo sa akwanya no so but as a financial expert any obi o sika mu nimde ofuo meka se when nya ade se so my Ghana ye ma ya ni gibebre that's
Abusuya we ayora prince obriya boana na wo chechi nsemo de kire ye ne nyina ye sika amanfo di fra amanfo nkru so ebewura wo mayimo na o chechi mu ede akire ye no afi yemfamo nko atene general mpeni fatna ye wodomo esre Ghana ma de hye si ye nyina wo nso mani nipa ye nyina ye nsom na edu ba bia na ekwasibro ne fra ne say human trafficking a yesesa amanfo bi edo mo ekoye nkru tujuma ewo amanfo nkru so ye ntimi nso ano si ejade bo aban so ejade bo aposifo so jai at the ball attorney general nkoaso womo ya enye ma me dai na asunaba da pa abalo ya penia be de ekire na ode sa de sire we eto Ghana for anymore.
We have managed to pass the Human Trafficking Act, which is the substantial law, and the related regulations to that law to ensure that we proclaim and state unequivocally our stance on human trafficking, condemn it, provide measures for prosecution, and also together with other government units such as the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the Ghana Police Service, also at the Social Welfare Department, even at the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations. We work with all these government institutions to ensure that we not only prevent, but also we hold perpetrators accountable for human trafficking.
Ma me dai na asunaba da pa osofo be di ekira just aban lawyer penia be di ekire saso osofo be di ekire hwe atentene ne ho nsensem na yete no enken afiye mfomo enko ambulance manso a ababeto no musisi mampeni da John na mama penso na mpeni fo yo madwene so mo kwa kototo ambulance bi de abepega apomde ho nsensem wi ase ambulance ne se ebedu o mai mo de yetrotro kro enye ya chese ke hunu eno maye abone ho manso se empenimfo bia disika o my Ghana sika o makohye ne kwa ama enamsoma minority leader Dr. Kesel Atoba Forcing eno rebi e friend se Richard Jaka ejina court wa chese wo mo etwetwe ho manso anesa na nra court na asem no so no entity e beto nsamtwefo apono so chese nipa binom ekobo dompe mo court no mo eko edede se Yera Kesel Atoba Forcing o mo etane chomu fi se ekoya ban no ede ne faso peso ya de papa ekotumu no omo enempenimfo ya adwena enyeye ora asame jamfi ekasa de ma ndc amanyuku no ochechi nsemu se de kire yen
crooked character, a dishonorable character, and a liar throughout the proceedings is not Mr. Jakpa, neither is it Honorable Ato Folsen, but rather Godfred Yeboadame. You would recall that when Mr. Jakpa dropped his bombshell of 23rd May 2024 and asserted in open court under oath that the Attorney General has sought to coerce and impress upon him to implicate the Honorable Ato Folsen, the Attorney General issued a press release. And in that press release, he was categorical that he has not met or contacted or sought the cooperation of any of the accused persons. He was categorical. It's been established beyond every reasonable doubt that that claim by the Attorney General was palpable falsehood. He lied. Because he himself has indeed confirmed in open court that contrary to what he stated in that press release, he's been meeting Jakpa at odd hours. He's been calling him, he's been texting him.
Abuzanfonti weye ayeye rasame jemfi ona ehwe ne amanse din komomandi sia manyuku na no chechi nsemo de chiredi ntia ni pebinu mokobo dompem e court no mo se Dr. Kise Latoba force no mo kono makwa akota na chi e wo asemi ho na owura Richard Jakpa no a ono so asemi ne ho bo mu bia no na eye between na wo hwe e ma ambulance na ba bedru no ono so enu kikiri court so court no ono so SCBB de chire nsemtwefo.
No part of disclosure. It was just brought today to the court. And in fact, that document has nothing to do with the ambulance case as we are dealing with now at all. I agree. You do that, but then you do that with substantiated, incontrovertible evidence. Not someone who has written a secret document about someone and the person was never confronted. He has no knowledge about it to even defend himself or to even speak to that particular those allegations 17 years ago. And the surprising thing about the whole of that document was that what that letter was alleging was not upon which I was released from the service. That's even the surprising thing about it. I was released under a clause in our armed forces administration volume. It's a law which states that I am being released for lack of application or interest. Lack of application or interest has nothing to do with misconduct and service terminated, which is purely under the discretion of the CDS of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Abuzanfonti weye ayora Richard Jakpa kwan fa so yi na die se so jani ana no so echichire mu kakra de achire no na nsem wo no mo Ghana yeso afo we sika sano no ntoto yeso Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam said de bi ntimu bai yese bi dwa na numu achire Ghana fo so nche ye be hu magic ya atena ye ne be ye de afo sika semo sane o mayi sika sembe si atoto ye free chine kono chese ye kra ye hu bedwiri yen na sansem ya finance minister beka ye na NDC Mrasiri Geni obo Mrasiri Gefima desia obo Gatanga Central Yura Isaac Adongo edi efutu kwama Ghana mai ene Ghana dwedifo sese papa na asem na woka no si ekogidi ne de ere kokohyemu a wanhwe ye betu ye pagudantum njeni kwase ye hwe ne woka no kra yenkoso ane ye adwa sa wo dollar sesa akosesa sa wo pound so sesa kona kosesa sense ye de ani bekwa akoto amanyofo no so Yura Isaac Adongo
Indum Bank and all those people. They budgeted 5.5 billion. Not even a dime was released. So how can you budget 5.5 a couple of years ago? You have not paid the debt. The debt is not accumulating any interest. And this time, you haven't paid, but the debt becomes 1.5. Does it make sense? At the time you said 5.5, it was 8 billion. And you said at least we will pay them in tranches. So let's do 5.5 in 2021. 2022, it disappeared from the budget. 2023, it disappeared from the budget. 2024, it disappeared from the budget. Then suddenly the president who has brought a budget here and has been approved without provision says that I will conjure some 1.5 billion outside of the appropriation. I am going to commit even an illegality, even though we don't even trust you.
Abuzanfonti weye ayeyera Isaac Adongo oye NDC Mrasiri Geni owo Mrasiri Gefima desia obo Gatanga Central abaton pesia so kom Mrasiri Gefimo a Mrasiri Gafo no a omota kasa ede efesi kasem ho no papai udi muntinti my pafe yemfom nko edwedie mu osofo a wona hwe o my God na firi nyuma ne dwedie ho nsensem so ayeyera Keti Hamona entity abeton semchefo apono so ne se wo ye nhihye na odemra akwa akoto Mrasiri Gafo nim se Mrasiri Gafo ne nyintum ma no na enka sene wo mo yes cement wo mamu sori a no mo to cement mu sene mu sipe bia no enko mu ntimi ensi wo mo kwan na so mbeto cement buo mu a wo se ba na mpanimfo no mo de ho nkomo kyerkyerem mpanimfo ansa na se mpanimfo be makwa mo mato cement mu a wo mo amakwa masade na akoso na samra wei se de besia ye adwuma fa no ye raketi yamon ekyerkyerem de ekyeryen.
Those who have established these factories, you are not careful. I mean, that's its market operation. They want maximization of profit. They would want to maximum profit as much as they want. We think that it is not good for the health of the entire country if a select group of people decide that they will make the system for what is well. The LI is to this extent. The committee would sit down with the manufacturers and then they would determine, a roundtable discussion, determine what is it that is a reasonable price for a bag of cement. And of course, in doing that, they're going to take account of all the factors. We're not simply going to dictate to them, sell it for 20 cedis, sell it for 10 cedis. That's not how it's going to operate. Everyone seems to understand the mechanism of price, CD appreciation and the depreciation. Whatever the CD situation is in relation to the dollar, we would know at any material time. The cost of the materials that go into production of cement, we would know. The clinker, labor costs and all of that. That should be on the round table. It should be open for everybody to see what is in there. The committee then is going to ensure that you have a reasonable profit on top of that. Is that a
Observant way a swafo hwen firi nyuma ne dwede ho nsensem ye raketi Hammond ena yete no enken afeyem fomo enko Roads and Highways Ministry so matana ye na omode atudwa se empempinu aya na traffic ya etabo peso se ya pese wo kasoa ene wini ba kwantempo no so no wono eba be yentutie no ma yenhyseye no mo amano abrase kakra womo edisan semi tudwa wabra womo kompase tuodi womo ne kotwa bisi a womo ne tia santem womo fe ne pepe se gare bobo ekohwe atete ni atepo ya akontufo ni adawa fofam ewo sa kwan no so na chief director owo ministry ya kwantimpo ni akwantimpo ye hu nsensem Dr. Abasi echechinse say de kire yen.
Yes, Honorable, there's a bypass. I think severally it's been advertised. But when you come to Kaswa at Crispo City and you go on the Opekuma Road, there's a road that brings you back to Big Apple, which is Big Apple is a little bit beyond there. So the contractor actually went and graded and improved the sections. You remember we had some time that this road was well, there are the council. So maybe we'll get the contractor to put the signs there. So when you use that road, you completely bypass what is happening here. For the big trucks, they have no other choice than to come here. And you find out that the contractor will have to continuously maintain the service road. If we don't, then we cannot do this. Because you definitely need to excavate deep and then to be able to do the underpass. And then unfortunately when they started, you've seen the rocks. So they have to blast the rocks, and in blasting the rocks, it has to be faced and then controlled, because you cannot blast everything because there are human beings here.
Abuzanti Chief Director of Roads and Highways Ministry, Dr. Abbas and Yetene, Kaye Jina we so nano pay and some baba no de babesum ye de mosia na ya sorry amadia chebi adwumadi atwa so no pay kuku ne chinchin fidie ne de ma me Azuka Kelvin e koba jesi simpremu and a tamechi no pay ma be bia wo bia no eti ba ye babesum mo medin e de na ya obo amali bia boga ne mum ye na OCP fertilizer for ase omo ene soya sinimo ma ye vemo ano pe bia wo bia ne eti ba ye babesom en no akuafo se fertilizer wo bia yisu a eye papa kese de wudua bia o de peteso a ebeso do so e de amawo eye OCP fertilizer ye wo OCP NPK 1515 and ye wo OCP NPK 102010 ena kese ye wo ahodo pinu a ehono enye na odwa so be e ton fertilizer bia ene eye mfudie ho ade bia no agrochemical shops bia wura ho a o so pe OCP eno a ene